Shout out Bruce Gas, aka Toka too. You know I had to drop a track on my boy. Yeah, I've been here rapping boys out here telling babies. I'm the hardest nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting over fights on the table. Calling that about the since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. All the people champion like Muhammad Ali. Shut up, Bruce Gas. One day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down. We gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down. Take a hit out the Toka too. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the people. Little Glock on my side, but it hit just like the Cruz. Shout man, chat real shit. That's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the pan. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sand. Bruce pass me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this a fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the street, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the street, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed. Yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.
Good evening, one and all, two and all, two and all. You doing those two and all back in the day? They were pretty heavy. You turn that down a bit. Good evening and happy birthday to the great Muhammad Ali. Born on this day, 1942. That would make the great one 82 years old today if he was still with us. And I'm thinking on the Daniel Petro Quintet in the background there, man. They're playing live as we speak at Smalls Jazz Club in Greenwich Village in the great city of New York. And that's Dave Petro on the alto sax, Scott Weinhold on the trumpet, Barry Versace on the piano, Jay Anderson on the bass, and Billy Drummond doing the drumming. You get right here for tonight, man, because this is I just had to run this tonight, man, because Muhammad Ali is my favorite fighter. I mean, there's so many favorite fighters, man, so many fighters that I actually worship, I idolize. But Muhammad Ali is he's the GOAT in my opinion. You know, I grew up with Muhammad Ali. Got some fond memories of Muhammad Ali's fights. Just Muhammad Ali, the individual, the things that he did for this, the things that he did to impress me. You know, he impressed the world. But really, man, I saw so many traits in Muhammad Ali that I admired. You know, even when I was a kid, the first I heard of Muhammad Ali was back in 1965. I was only 10 years old. And my dad went to a Muhammad Ali fight. We went to the Ali and Sonny Liston rematch in Lewiston, Maine. And I didn't know anything about boxing. I was more of the playground kid. Daniel Berry, salute, bro. And Carlos, man, if you're still here, bro. If not, I hope you come back later before I get over with this. Before I get through with this. You know, this is prime time at night. I know everybody's doing lives here. Hey, my brother Con Shonery, bro. How we doing? I know you're a big Ali fan, bro. The man who got me into the sport, period. Got a lot of people into the sport, period, man. Just a true. I mean, this is a guy who came around when the heavyweight champion of the world was Sonny Liston. You know, you had the Dora Foley's, the Ernie Terrells, the Floyd Pattersons, the Eddie Machins. You didn't have anybody like Ali. Ali was floating like a middleweight. And, you know, just an awesome man, awesome figure on the scene, totally imposing. And thank you guys from Facebook that are in here, man. I can't see who you are unless you make a comment, but I appreciate the thumbs up, man. This is a celebration going on, bro. I mean, this is the birthday of Muhammad Ali. Comes around once a year. I try to celebrate the day of his birth, just as I try to honor the day that he passed away, which is June 3rd in 2016. Hey, my brother Hawkman Sam from Facebook, bro. Peace to you, my brother. Thank you for stopping by. Always appreciate the views, my man. Con Shonery says in 1978, Ali was rematching Leon Spinks, and he was old enough to understand it. It seemed to be important to everyone in the neighborhood I lived in. And the rest is history. You know, my first real memories of Ali, see, I can remember when I was a kid, but I wasn't a fan of boxing. Jose Diaz, my brother, salute, man. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate the view. Appreciate you coming by, man. Jose, great guy, man. Cuban fisherman. Always support, always giving love. He loves his boxing, and we love him, man. So shout out to my brother Jose. But my first real memories of Ali were that he was a conscientious objector. Some people call him a draft dodger. You know, the town I lived in, people weren't looking too favorably upon that. It was a small town, only maybe, I don't know, maybe 10, 12,000 people at the time, if that. And, you know, a few of them came back in boxes from Vietnam. And it was kind of a weird feeling that this heavyweight champ of the world, he didn't want to be inducted into the army like Joe Louis had been, like Sugar Ray Robinson had been. When did I become a true fan of boxing? A true fan, I'm going to say the mid 70s. That's when I was buying all the magazines. That's when I couldn't get enough boxing. That's when I maybe even before that, maybe even the early 70s. But I was in high school when Muhammad Ali was given his he won the Supreme Court ruling to fight again. And I mean, I had some major arguments with my father over that. My father didn't like draft dodgers, and I don't think my father liked Ali anyway, because he was up in Maine when Ali beat Sonny Liston in the first round, and he thought it was a dive, and he got ripped off, and he didn't even see the knockout. He was in the bathroom taking a leak, and he was like he was anti-Ali after that. But man, you know, I can remember when Ali came back. And there were hippies all over the place back then. You know, it was a totally different world than it is today. Totally different. But you had real heavy duty generational divides. You know, the kids were trying to be cooler than their parents. They didn't want to turn into their parents. You know, and in the boxing world, their parents were conservatives, like Sonny Liston and like Joe Frazier, who eventually came into the picture. But I can remember his comeback fight with Jerry Quarry down in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, Money, my brother, shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. 1-2 Kid, bro, salute to you, man. You know, sometimes people get by me in the chat, and I really don't want to do that because I don't have that many people in here. I can imagine these guys that have 100 people in their chat and shit. Man, you really got to pay attention to it. But happy birthday, Muhammad Ali, Ali Boombaye. And man, I have good memories of Ali. I have bittersweet memories of Ali. When he came back to fight Jerry Quarry, a lot of people, they didn't have a lot of faith in Ali because Ali was away for almost 4 years. And, you know, Jerry Quarry was the #1 contender, the Great White Hope. And he was a tough son of a bitch. Yeah, this place, my metal poker. I got this wooden one here. Beef teriyaki stick. Yeah, I gotta find my metal poker for this fucker. Bear with me, please. Bear with me. Dig on that jazz for 1 second while I track down this tool that I need to get me through this celebration.
This next tune was written for a movie called The Thomas Crown Affair in 1968 by one of the great songwriters of all time, Fellow Man. The movie is done
There it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I needed this metal poker here because this gooey resiny herb that I'm smoking, legal might I add. Maybe it gets a little clogged up in here, so we just have to be prepared at all times. There's that healthy sound. Nothing quite like it. But you know, Ali beat Jerry Quarry that night. Excuse me. Let me get some water. Water. Out of my blood boxing tumbler that he made for me. It's custom made with the name of my show on here. Get to the right spot so I can show that. There we go. See? Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More. It's got one of my favorite jazz man down there, Miles Davis, Marvin Hagler. You can get these custom made. Just get in touch with me in the back. Hey, my brother Mike 202, how you doing? The Bud Files, man. Shout out to you cats. Peace. I can't tell you to drink water either, man. That's one thing I have to really. I try to impress that on people. If you don't do any nutritional supplements, if you're not eating right, if you're drinking too much alcohol, too much caffeine, whatever it may be, get that water in you, man. Flush those internal organs, flush those kidneys, that liver, keep them well hydrated. It tastes so good too, bro. There is nothing like water. Water and weed. That's kind of my main things that keep me going. But yeah, man, Ali came back in October of 1970, and he defeated Jerry Quarry. It wasn't a month later when he's in the ring with Oscar Bonavena, another top contender who had knocked down Joe Frazier twice. You know, I have to pull up my chart sheet so I get the dates and times right. But the memories are there, bro. I mean, this is what I lived through. I missed the early stuff. I missed the Henry Cooper early fights, the Archie Moore, the Billy Daniels, the Sonny Banks. I missed that stuff. But after Jerry Quarry, man, I was on that Ali train, man, the whole ride, man, the whole show, bro. And like I said, man, after beating the tough Jerry Quarry, and that was on a cut too. That was really it wasn't a very conclusive win. It showed that Ali didn't have the speed that he had. He wasn't dancing around. He was slugging it. But Quarry cut really, really easy. Really, really easy. He took on Oscar Bonavena. Oscar Bonavena was calling Ali a queer, a coward. Refused to call him Ali. Was calling him a cat. Was calling him Clay, Chicken Clay. He had a rubber chicken he brought to the press conference. Really got under Ali's skin, and Ali was pissed. Ali's like, I never want to beat on anybody like I want to beat on you. a tough fight. And like I said earlier, bro, this is less than 2 months after. This is a month and a week after he fought Jerry Cooney. These guys, they don't sit around. They don't rest on their laurels and say, "Well, I had a tough fight. I'm gonna go on a vacation. And I'll talk to my managers, talk to the promoters, we'll get something set up." No. Within a month, Ali's in there with top 5 contender Oscar Bonavena, who had floored Joe Frazier in their fight. He floored him twice. Ali and like I said, man, there was animosity in this fight. Ali came around. Ali, it was a life and death fight. It was almost like it was a prelude to Ali and Frazier, which would happen next. But Ali came around. He knocked out Oscar Bonavena in the 15th round. This was a 15th round fight. This was not a world championship fight. Hey, my brother, Surf Foul Player, salute my man. Welcome, my bro. Welcome, man. I'm here to celebrate the 82nd birthday of the greatest Muhammad Ali, man. And the only way I can do it is by sharing my memories of the greatest man. You know, I've done it before. So if you haven't already heard it, please stick around. And I'm gonna drop my link if anybody wants to share some memories of Ali, and or a phone too, man. If anybody does have some memories of Ali, man, they can share them in there with me. Share them up here with me. But after that Oscar Bonavena fight, after stopping Oscar Bonavena, everybody was calling for it. Everybody was calling for the fight of the century. I mean, it was like it had to be. It was 2 undefeated heavyweight champions, and they had so much. See, Ali was the showman. Ali made it. He tried to get under Frazier's skin. He got under Frazier's skin easily. He didn't think it would affect Frazier that much, but it turned out to be not only Ali against Frazier, but it divided the country in half. It was the anti-Vietnam War movement against the hard hats. Joe Frazier, love it or leave it, flag wavers. Ali, the peace generation, the turn the other cheek, so to speak. Ali didn't do that though, bro, and neither did his followers in the street. I saw demonstrations that turned into riots that pitted father against son, man. It was crazy stuff. It was scary. Some people didn't even want to go to the fight because outside the garden there were riots. But it turned out Ali was the showman. Ali was calling Frazier Uncle Tom, and he Frazier helped Ali get his boxing license back. He helped make this fight and bring it to fruition. He put money in Ali's pocket, and Ali was broke, and he couldn't understand that Ali was calling him Uncle Tom and wanting to fight him in the streets and come into his training. He wasn't prepared for that psychological game. And that's one thing Ali had, man. Ali had the psychological game, bro. Ali got under his opponent's skin like nobody else. And anyway, man, that fight happened. It was a fantastic fight, bro. If you haven't seen it, man, go watch it. 15 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world. Everybody was there. Miles Davis was at ringside. Miles had locked his doors, put newspaper over the windows, painted the fucking shades. I mean, Miles Davis didn't leave the house for a year, just did coke, did fucking, just got fucked up. And Miles made it to the fight. Everybody was at ringside. Frank Sinatra, he had to get fresh credentials as a photographer so he could get a ringside seat because it was packed, Madison Square Garden, and it was on a Monday night of all nights too. Hippies versus establishment. Plus Bruce, Ali had the draft conviction hanging over his head, and the Supreme Court victory didn't come through until June of 1971. Well, I don't know. I don't know the exact dates and times, Sean, but all I know is that was put in the past, and Ali was considered. He was even becoming accepted, but not after that fight, bro. That fight was, like I said, Ali lost that fight. He got floored in the 15th round, and he lost a majority decision. Unanimous decision. I'm sorry, Rice and John. Unanimous decision. And I watched that fight too. It's funny because I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't go watch it on a pay-per-view situation. I didn't have the dough on the transportation back then anyway. My friends were like 15 and 16. And nobody could get a car at night. But the radio station I listened to, the AM radio station, the top 40 radio station, to do their news, it would come off the UPS wires, the United Press, the Associated Press, and the United Press International. BVO, salute, brother. And what they would do is the disc jockey was they were getting round by round reports on the radio station. So he'd pull the report off, he'd read it, just like he'd say, Joe Frazier came out tough for this round, Ali's on his back foot, throwing jabs, but Frazier gets him in the corner. I mean, it was a great job, because if you go look at the way they used to score fights back then, you see they'll print the 3 judges, but they'll print the Associated Press scorecard and the United Press International, the UPI scorecard. They were that relevant. And he was reading them, and man, I'll tell you, because these guys, if you watch the old fights, they'd sit at ringside and they'd have these like typewriters. They weren't real typewriters, but they were like stenographer machines. And they'd be watching the fight and typing the information back to the newspaper's office, the main office. I mean, it was a different time. It wasn't like today where you could pick up your phone and you could be doing this, watching the whole freaking fight. And I mean, it's like a whole different era. Let me go check this band here, man. They seem to be taking a little extended break, which I didn't authorize. Okay, here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Here we go. Okay. We're getting scale waves tonight here, so we got to make sure that music comes in, bro. Especially on Miles' birthday, especially on Muhammad's birthday, because this almost sounds like the Miles Davis Quintet, the 60s quintet. These guys, they look like they're playing the My Funny Valentine, Miles' classic quintet that he had in the 50s, the one with John Coltrane and Bill Evans. And oh damn, Max Roach. Custy Amato's birthday today too. I tell you, it's a lot of birthdays today, Con. It's Usyk's birthday. Sam Cooke, bro. Sam Cooke was the man. It's Coach Malachi's birthday. It's Ali's birthday. In fact, this month we had George Foreman. We had Joe Frazier. We got Ali, man. And these 3 guys, they're locked in immortality for all time. But getting back to my Muhammad Ali memories over here, man. Right after that, we fought Jimmy Ellis. Jimmy Ellis, former WBA champion when Ali was in exile. Yankee Kyle, my brother. Salute, man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. And he knocked Jimmy Ellis out. Jimmy Ellis was from Muhammad Ali's hometown, trained with Muhammad Ali. Was almost like the carbon copy, managed by Angelo Dundee. And Angelo Dundee managed both fighters at this time. He went in Jimmy Ellis's corner. Did I say Jimmy Young? I mean Jimmy Ellis. Because I saw Jimmy Ellis once again. The only time I've ever seen Muhammad Ali live was at an exhibition at the Providence Civic Center. Buddy McGirt's birthday too, damn. But we could do a little hunt here for birthdays, because I have a site that has all the birthdays, and I used to really get on the birthdays. I still do, man. That was only a couple of weeks ago, bro. I just turned 69, and Ali would have turned 82, man. And 82 for a guy who takes care of himself, that's old, that's real old, almost dead, but it's not old enough to die, I would imagine Ali still around today. He would be just so cool to listen to. He'd probably have the Ali hour, maybe every day the way he was, man. I mean, he had sayings, just the cool stuff. The the Ali Ken Norton fight. Now we'll lead on up to that one too, bro. I got a little bit of stories about that one too. But Ali went on, and he see, Ali was a kind of a guy where he knew if you lost, you didn't go right back and get your fight. You got to the back of the line. I mean, everybody wanted a rematch, but Joe Frazier had gone through hell. Joe Frazier was in the hospital. Joe Frazier he was never the same after that fight. They eventually had 2 rematches, but Ali went right back to business. Like I said, man, he took on Jimmy Ellis. Only the fight was in March, the fight of the century, and in July he's in the ring with Jimmy Ellis. Then he takes on another former decent heavyweight fighter in the 60s, Buster Mathis. Buster Mathis had many. Let me see what this is. Hang on one second. Miles, I told you I was online. I told you I was on the show tonight. Well, you want to hang on. As soon as I get done telling my thing about him, I'll drop a number and you can come on, okay? All right, brother, later. That was my friend Miles Bailey, promoter, a hell of a boxing fan. He's gonna come on here after I just want to relate my experiences to Ali, and then I'm gonna drop the link and the number if anybody wants to come up here and share theirs. They can do that, bro. That's not a problem. But I like to get mine. See, I'm a big talker, and I don't like to talk over people. I don't like people talking over me. That's why I have no problem doing the show by myself. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna drop a link. Anybody wants to anything about Muhammad Ali? This is his birthday today. But anyway, man, Ali. After Buster Mathis, he went to Zurich. He beat Jürgen Blin. He knocked him out. Mac Foster, George Savallo, Jerry Quarry again. Alvin Blue, Lewis, Floyd Patterson. I'm just reading these off, man. Light heavyweight champion Bob Foster knocked him out. Went to fought Joe Bugner, a real tough Englishman. And then, man, and this is all in 1971 and 72. And then, man, the unexpected happened. Joe Frazier gets beat by George Foreman. And the heavyweight division is turned upside down. The collision course that was going to happen. Ali with his rematch with Joe Frazier. Now there was a different heavyweight champion. So Ali took on unheralded heavyweight contender Ken Norton. Iceman, salute my brother. And what happens? Ali gets his jaw broken and gets beat by Ken Norton. So right now, man, you got the heavyweight division in all kind of funky places. Ali, his jaw's out like a baseball. He's got to get it wired up. He's got to take. He only takes 6 months off from a broken jaw and comes back and defeats Ken Norton in a rematch. And they were the closest, the razor thin, closest fights, man. Him and Norton. And my buddy Yankee Kyle mentioned about the thank you so much, Kyle. Kyle's a cool kid, bro. Go sub to his channel if anybody hasn't. I mean, just give him a sub. Go over there, listen to him. He talks about all kind of crazy shit over there. And we don't even care. See, I personally, you can come here, spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes. I just appreciate the subs. It helps the channel grow. And I got to get some watch time hours so I can get monetized. Not that I want to make any dough on here. Believe me, dough is the last thing on my mind over here. But I'd like to get the message out to more people. You got some important things to say, and it's nice to have people listening to them. And that way they can critique them. They can correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. And I mean, it just keeps it real with this whole world of boxing. And Muhammad Ali, I mean, the face of boxing. Look at that Wheaties box over my shoulder, bro. That was a new addition that they made 2 years ago. And my wife found them in Stop and Shop, and she bought a couple from me. I gave one away. I think I gave it to Mike? I think Mike Biggs. I think I sent it to Mike Biggs out there. I had 2 of them, and I just asked one of my shows if anybody wanted one. Yes, Iceman. It's a whole slew of birthdays today, but we went through all of them earlier in the show. I don't want to be redundant and repeat them all again, bro. But yeah, man, something about today. There must have been something in the let's see, 9 months ago from today would be what? Would be October 17th. They were all hitting the old ladies on October 17th to have the no, not October, bro. But anyway, guys, yeah, there was some hormones in the air that time of the year. We had a lot of people in the boxing community born on this day. And, I think Muhammad Ali is he's my favorite anyway. But yeah, man, he came back. He beat Ken Norton once again by split decision because all his fights with Norton, they're razor close. You know, he went on to after Rudy Lovers, he went to Jakarta out in the Malaysia in the Far East, and he beat Rudy Lovers. Then he had that rematch with Joe Frazier in Madison Square Garden. That was for the North American Boxing Federation Heavyweight Championship. I remember seeing that one, man. It was closed circuit. I didn't go to the closed circuit, but I caught it on Wide World of Sports the following weekend. And Ali won a unanimous decision. It was a decent fight, but Ali was just better. And Ali almost knocked out Frazier in the second round of that fight. But there was a little bit of confusion in the ring with the count. And anyway, man, the next fight was maybe one of the greatest fights in boxing history, man. That's when Ali went to Zaire, Rumble in the Jungle, man. Dude, that was an awesome fight, bro. I didn't get to see it. I had a job in Boston. I had maybe the best job that didn't pay a penny. I was an usher at the Orpheum and at the Boston Music Hall. They had concerts there. I had to work that night. It was Bruce Springsteen. You called in sick, they just called. They wouldn't call you the next week that went on because everybody wanted to go to these concerts, man. And I got to go sit anywhere you want once the first act got through. And it was Bruce Springsteen and Taj Mahal. And you know, didn't have any radios. Was just wondering what happened. Wondering if Ali. I feared for Ali's life in this fight. I couldn't see how he was going to get by this monster George Foreman who destroyed Joe Frazier and destroyed Ken Norton, who Ali had so many problems with. I'm pulling out another bud here from one of my stash bins over here. Get a little bit. This is the Gary Poppins. I'm sorry, Gary Poppins. Strain that I picked up this week. Get this throat dried out here, man. Get this dried out throat. Rehydrated like the fighters get rehydrated today. I don't have the IV. Mrs. Just Do, my sister. Peace to you. The judge just got classed up, everybody. Make sure you watch your P's and Q's out there, man. There's a lady in the house. So we're in Zaire in the freaking Rumble in the Jungle. I was ushering at the Bruce Springsteen concert, and all of a sudden, you know, now Bruce Springsteen's doing this thing, and I'm into the show too, bro. This was Bruce Springsteen in 1974. He wasn't even famous yet. He was just getting real famous. He was still playing small, intimate venues like the Orpheum. And Springsteen comes out there and he says, "Hey, Muhammad Ali knocked out George Foreman in the 8th round." And the fucking place went wild, man. I didn't know if he was telling the truth or not. I'm like, Ali knocked out. I mean, everybody thought if Ali's going to win this one, he's going to have to dance to a decision. Ali stopped George Foreman, and I could have freaking. I mean, the joint was full of smoke back then. You could smoke cigarettes. So of course, everybody's smoking reefer, but it was like a foggy area, and it was like surreal. And I just was I was like, wow, I gotta go talk to some boxing people about this fight. I couldn't, the concert got over. Usually we'd sit around the back, even go backstage, drinking and puffing with the band, and I just wanted to get out of there. I wanted to go to the bar. There was a place across the street from me. I can't even remember the name of the place. I'll think of it. I'll think of it a little bit. But the two brothers who owned it, they were boxing fans, and I go over there and I talk about boxing to them. I go there on a Saturday afternoon, watch the fights on Wide World of Sports. Man, I went in there and they looked at me and they're like, no. I'm like, no. And it was like, whoa. We were in there, I think, till about 2, 3 in the morning, way after closing time, maybe even till the sun came up. I don't remember, man. I don't remember. It was 1974. And Muhammad Ali shocked the world, bro. He was, he became the only the second man in history to regain the heavyweight championship of the world. And nobody thought he could do it. He beat all odds, and it was like fucking insane, man, insane. That deserves a poke on the Tokatsu right there. After that, he took out another great white hope, Chuck Wepner. And I was up in Boston. I'm living with my boys in the apartment watching this fight, man. And Ali was having no trouble with Chuck Wepner, making him look real ordinary. And then Chuck Wepner, he got Ali tripped up a little bit. It was ruled a knockdown. And Wepner thought he was going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. And Ali got up and he had a look on his face. And he went back into that fight and he beat the shit out of Chuck Wepner. He hurt him. He distorted him. This is a guy with straight, long blonde hair. And you're watching that hair get red full of blood and just back and forth. And it was a sad knockout. Ali, he went to the 15th round because Ali is old now. This is he's only in his mid-30s, but he's got a lot of miles on him. He was born in 1942, and this is 1975, so he's 33 years old. And believe me, man, those 33 years, when you had the mileage of Ali, they made all the difference in the world. But anyway, man, after that fight, he had a tough fight with Ron Lyle. Ron Lyle, a tough ex-con from Colorado who, after this fight, he has the tremendous elevator fight, Ron Lyle and George Foreman, the up and down fight. But like I said, man, he went on, defended his title. He's the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world now. And he's beating Ron Lyle and Joe Bugner. He goes to he fights Joe Frazier again in fight number 3. And we weren't expecting much of this fight. But man, Joe Frazier just did a crazy thing that night and took Ali life and death, the Thriller in Manila. I mean, it was fucking crazy. It was insane. Ali was using the taunts. Joe, I'm going to get the gorilla in the Thriller in Manila. And Frazier took it all, man. Frazier, all this pent-up anger. Everybody thought Joe Frazier was done. He had been knocked out twice by George Foreman. He'd been beaten twice. He'd been beaten once by Ali. And Joe Frazier was considered shopborn, kind of like Evander Holyfield was when he went in the ring against Mike Tyson and beat him. But these guys went 15 rounds, 14 rounds, life and death. And it was only Joe Frazier's manager. He kept Joe Frazier from coming out for the 15th round. Joe was blind. Joe, both eyes were closed. And Eddie Futch, Yancey Durham, they kept Joe Frazier from coming out of that corner. And we had Immortality. It was called the Thriller in Manila. Unbelievable fight, man. Blood and guts, life and death. If you haven't seen it, man, go see it. And Ali, he should have retired right then and there, but he went on, fought a few more fights. And I saw him. I was a senior in college in the apartments with the boys. It was on a Friday night. He fought Jimmy Young in Landover, Maryland. Jimmy Young, a slick boxer, a cutie, but he shouldn't have been in the ring with Ali. Ali was, Jimmy Young, people say that Jimmy Young won the fight. A lot of people gave Jimmy Young the fight, man. But I couldn't give it to him. I mean, he was leaning outside the ropes and just didn't have the offense in him. And it was kind of for some people, it was a boring fight. I kind of dug watching it because, man, anytime Ali fought, to me, that was worth watching. And Jimmy Young made a name for himself that night. He would go on to fight Ken Norton for the winner of that would eventually be declared the WBC champion, maybe one of the first female champions of the generation, because Ali didn't want to fight Ken Norton again in the fourth match. He went on. He chose to fight. He had the third match with Ken Norton. Man, he had the match with Ken Norton at Yankee Stadium, the one my brother Yankee Kyle was talking about, and that was a crazy time too, man. That fight, the New York City Police Department was on strike. They had private security inside the stadium. Outside, man, there were pickpockets going crazy. There were fights going on. I mean, it was they didn't sell many seats in the stadium because people didn't want to go out. It was chaos in the streets. The movie New York City Gangs, that was based on that night. But Ali slipped out of that with a unanimous decision. I mean, he never beat. That was the only unanimous decision, and that was one of the closest fights, man. I thought Ken Norton won that fight. I watched it a bunch of times, and I thought Ken Norton's overhand right, man, his overhand right was connecting with Ali way too frequently, and man, once again, Ali escaped that with his titles. And with a unanimous decision. He fought Alfredo Evangelista, another a Spaniard. He took Ali 15 rounds. Ali is really only a shell of himself. Some people are saying that he's already showing signs of Parkinson's. But he went in the ring. He fought Ernie Shavers in Madison Square Garden, and that was on live TV. It was on a weeknight. And Shavers was landing with some serious bombs. Anybody who's ever seen Ernie Shavers fight, man, then you got to know. Ernie Shavers hit as hard or harder than any. I mean, Ernie Shavers he was the hardest heavyweight I've ever seen punch. He had a right hand that is legendary. Ernie Shavers tagged Ali a few times. Ali, he faked that he wasn't hurt. But Ali said he says, Shavers hit him so hard that his kinfolk in Africa felt it. And he escaped that one with a 15-round unanimous decision too. And Freddie Pacheco, his doctor, said he wasn't going to retire. He wasn't going to be in his corner anymore. And this was, Freddie Pacheco was the fight doctor. That was Ali's right-hand man, his confidant. But anyway, man, instead of fighting a fourth fight with Ken Norton, Ali chose to fight Leon Spinks. He lost. Leon Spinks, he refused to fight Ken Norton. He was stripped of his WBC portion of the title. He went back to the rematch with Muhammad Ali, and then Muhammad Ali did something that we kind of knew he was going to do it, because if Ali got into some serious training and got on his toes, there was no way Leon Spinks was going to beat him, and that's just what happened in the rematch. And Leon Spinks, man, I talked to my brother Leon Mohammed, who was in Leon Spinks's camp, and he said Leon was going out playing pool that night. He just wasn't taking it serious. Leon made a ton of money, guaranteed money, before he even stepped in the ring, and Leon was no match for Muhammad Ali. He got beat pretty easily. All the judges scored it almost the same way, 11-4, 10-4. But once again, man, Ali, 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. And man, he should have really retired here. And he kind of did, but he came back, and I mean, it was sad. You know, he fought Larry Holmes, man, in 1980, and I went to the closed circuit showing of that fight. And man, you know, I was a fanboy. I was an Ali fanboy worse than these fucking Wakandas are out there, bro. Ali could do no wrong in my books. D-Ray, my brother, salute, man. Mayhem and Miracles, my sister. Thank you for coming by. Ali could do no harm. And I went out with my boys, and we went out to dinner. I went to a Japanese steakhouse. That's when they were the thing, the hibachi. The dude was flipping the salt and pepper shakers and the shrimp on the grill and the fire. I mean, it was like it was an event. Muhammad Ali. We said Ali's going to become the 4-time heavyweight champion tonight, man. And it was a party. Ali was he fooled us all, bro. Ali was a shell of his former self. The Parkinson's had gotten to him. He had taken thyroid medicine to lose weight. Cerelius Idealist, salute, man, and definitely happy birthday to the greatest. And his body was in no condition to fight. I talked to one of his sparring partners, my good friend Tim Witherspoon, former 2-time heavyweight champ, man. I call the guy my friend. And Tim told me he was sparring with Ali, and he said something wasn't right. Ali was just not hitting back. He was taking the punches. He didn't like what he was doing to Ali, and he told me about a meeting that they had before the fight with Ali's people in the room, and they were going to call off the fight because Ali was really, I mean, it was sad. I watched the fight. I watched Muhammad Ali get the living shit kicked out of him. Larry Holmes, he didn't want to do it, but Larry's a warrior. Larry did what he had to do, and man, the referee stopped this fight in the 10th round. Angelo Dundee just said, "Stop it, stop it, stop it." The referee was Richard Green, and this is the same Richard Green who would referee the Boom Boom Mancini, the Dooku Kim fight. And this Richard Green, he put a bullet in his head, and he committed suicide not long after this fight. And it's very ominous. And could it be related to this fight, or was it because of the death of Dooku Kim? Whatever it was, it's just one of those eerie things that happen in boxing. Now, we all thought that was going to be the end of Muhammad Ali. And I walked out of the Civic Center and I saw it, and you could have heard a pin drop. Nobody was asking for their money back. Nobody was. Ali was bullshit. He was nothing. Man, people had tears in their eyes. It was just. It was a sad reality of seeing the great Muhammad Ali get destroyed by Larry Holmes. And it's almost like the king is dead, long live the king. I didn't like Larry Holmes after that, man. I never did like Larry Holmes until after he retired, or until after he got knocked out by Tyson, and then when he came back and he beat Ray Mercer, then I was on Larry Holmes's bandwagon for a while. But Larry Holmes was kind of an asshole. And anyway, man, Ali, we thought that would be the end of him, but he wanted to fight again. I don't know if it was financial or if it was just his ego. But he signed to fight Trevor Berbick. Trevor Berbick, who had gone 15 rounds with Muhammad Ali, who eventually would be the WBC heavyweight champion, get dethroned by Mike Tyson. He carved a little bit of history in the heavyweight division. But I mean, this fight was in the Bahamas. They didn't even have a bell at ringside. They had a cowbell. Dong, dong. It was a sad way for Ali to go. And he got beat too, man, which was even sadder. A fighter who really, in Ali's not even in his prime, in his comeback, on a good comeback night, Trevor Berbick would have had any business in the ring with Ali, and he beat Ali up bad. He beat him by unanimous 10-round decision, and that was the last time we saw Muhammad Ali in the ring, man. That was the end of Muhammad Ali. And that was December 11th, 1981, and he retired. Ali retired with a record of 56 wins, 5 losses. 32 knockouts, 37 knockouts. And he was only stopped once in that fight with Larry Holmes. And I saw Muhammad Ali after he had between the two Spinks fights, was it before? Was it after the Spinks fight or the second Spinks fight? Anyway, he came to the Providence Civic Center. It was in 1979, and he did an exhibition. He fought three opponents in one night, three-round matches. He had one of his old sparring partners, Alonzo Johnson. Fat. He weighed 300 pounds. He had a sweatsuit on, and he was one of them. One of them was Jimmy Ellis, former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, who lost it to Joe Frazier and who fought Muhammad Ali, a former sparring partner. Jimmy Ellis was there, and there was a local guy, John Dino Dennis. He was from Pawtucket, Rhode Island. He fought George Foreman after George had fought after he'd been beaten by Ali. But anyway, man, it was a night of mostly, Ali was just doing a lot of dancing, a lot of clowning. He even went down a few times jokingly. And after it was over, Ali was giving away signed autographs of himself on these small pictures of himself, and they were signed. He already had them signed. I guess he signed them in his hotel room. But there was a big line to get him, and people were taking, Kodak pictures and stuff with him. And I could have waited in line and gotten one. The guys I was with, they wanted to go out into the city. We were young, 21 and free, and I didn't stick around to get the autograph. I should have, man. Man, I could kick myself in the ass. Before we even left the Civic Center, I was like, guys, come on, come on, let's go, let's beat the traffic. But anyway, man, that was the only time I saw Muhammad Ali live. Just a great statesman. I mean, when the hostages were being held in Iran, Ali was there to negotiate for their release. Did it secretly. I'm going to drop a link if anybody has any memories of Muhammad Ali and would like to come up here and share them, man. Please do. And I'll put the phone number in here if my buddy Miles is still out there. You can come on up, bro. There's a link if anybody wants to click that. And here's my call-in number. If anybody wants to come up here and share some memories of the greatest, I want to speak on some of my experiences with him, some of my good times. And most of them were good times, man, because man, when we think about it now, to have Muhammad Ali with us here today, and these cats who have never seen Muhammad Ali, well, you can get these fights on YouTube. Go and watch some of the early fights, man. You want to watch Muhammad Ali and some of his greatest fights. You go back to before he was in exile, and you catch some of the fights that he had with fighters like Cleveland Williams. I mean, some people say that was Muhammad Ali's greatest showing. He was just amazing. Let me open this app here in case anybody. We did that wrong. Sorry about that. Get that music back going. There you go. I gotta keep that band busy, man. They don't like to play a lot. I gotta put open up my phone line in case somebody calls in. Cause my friend Miles, that's how he usually does it. He usually calls in. I told him use that StreamYard, but he's a dinosaur like me, man. We come from a generation where we didn't have cell phones or computers or laptops or any of this stuff. To get the Billy drumming on the drums. Get these guys. doing a little background music for us here, man. And if anybody wants to come up and share any memories of the greatest, because I went through my memories, and that's one of the nice things we have about YouTube here. We can interact with other fight fans, or fans of life, or fans of Ali, or fans of the herb. YouTube's not too friendly about the herb. They yelled at me last week. Put it over 18. I don't want anybody younger than 18 here anyway. But said I was doing harm, or I can't remember how they worded it. But it was kind of weird because I've been smoking weed in my lives for shit. When did I start this? Over 2 years ago. I even had the 420 special. One of my favorite shows, man. I have it again every year, man. There's nothing like the 420 specials, bro. It's my holiday, one of my favorites. We don't have to give anybody anything. And you know what I did today, do I ordered some stuff online, some edibles and some cartridge pens. I hope I didn't get scammed. We'll see what happens, you know. But anyway, man, Muhammad Ali, 82 years old today. Had a fantastic career. All right, Jim. Shout out to you, bro. I hope you're a puffer. Because 420, man, like we did our special on 420 at 420. And I get people who jump on that day because they know it, man. That's what keeps us sane around here, man. Reefer has saved my life. It's got me out of addictions, depressions. Ali and Foreman was a great friend. Many memories of that. Many memories of Ali, just in general. And I think I shared them all in here, man. Attaboy. I'm smoking right now, too. Gary Poppins. Very nice strain. Very, very nice strain, my man. Variety is the spice of life. But anyway, guys, thank you for coming on here today. I hope you enjoyed the memories of Muhammad Ali. Oh, wait a minute. I think my buddy Miles is in here to talk about him. There he is. The one and only Miles Bailey. Is that you, Miles?
Yeah, you told me to call in, so I was waiting for you done. I didn't want you to miss me.
All right, bro. I was just gonna sign off. You got.
Sign off because you said you were waiting for me.
I did, and I'm here, bro. Hey, Miles, we
can't close the show without me.
Well, then here you are, my man. Here you are.
Yeah, because I was waiting because you kept talking about Ali. I called early. I didn't want to interrupt you. Not just more like early, but I called like 5 minutes ago and it was just ringing. So I said, it says call the show. I'm glad you put it up here. So anyway, we're gonna jump into this. Gonna get a little bit of Ali. I met him a couple of times when I was a kid. He came by the deli. His dad, which was like my uncle. There's some history. This is real talk. The guy that was on the Latanza Heights. He came by after his prison stint when I was a little guy, about 10, 11.
Whoa. Stacks, the guy that got his head blown off in Goodfellas?
Yeah, that was like my uncle. Yeah, true story. I'm not lying. Listen, all the stuff I told you, Bruce, you could go document, you could go check. My stuff is 100% legit. Everybody knows who I was from Rockaway. My family we were the first black people to have a store. We had a deli, a diner, a karate school, a laundromat. And Stephen Stacks Edwards is his real name. And my uncle's best friend, so he's like my uncle. And he used to come by the store and tell stories about he was from Copenhagen and his villas and all that. My father gave him the nickname the Mayor of the Boulevard.
So how he got in with Muhammad Ali, this is a true story. That's on his birthday. He went down to Madison Square Garden. We just started hanging out and talked so much crap because Stack was a good talker. And that's how he became Muhammad Ali's bodyguard. And he brought him by the store on Rockaway Boulevard, 132nd Street. There used to be an RKO theater across the street. This is back in the 70s, like between right after either the Joe Frazier fight or before the Frazier fight. This is true. But another thing about Stack, so I'm not trained from Ali. That's when I met Ali. I was a little guy. But me and his son are really good friends, Muhammad Ali Jr. I could get him on the show anytime. I should have got him on tonight. He talks like his dad. Oh, I'm going to get you, and I'm going to kill Joe Frazier. Yeah, Muhammad Ali Jr. I should have did it. He would have got right on. But long story short, Stack came by back in the 70s, right before the Lufthansa hike, 77, 76, whatever it was, 78. He said, look, my father, look how big the kid got, because he was away in prison for doing something, credit cards, whatever. He said, I got a big deal coming up with the Italian boys. We said, well, we got a job. He wouldn't tell us. It was the Lufthansa hike. True story. And it's just something, he didn't tell us the details, but that was the deal. They didn't want to pay him, Jimmy Burke and all of those guys, and Stack didn't get rid of the truck. So that's what the thing was, and how he had to falling out because he started with Ali's other wife, I think Belinda, Boyd, and when he got with Ronnie or whoever the other girl was, that's what him and Ali had to falling out, back in the days because he should have stayed with whatever Ali girl he was with. He should have backed him on that, but he kind of went with the other one, far as the sympathy, and then Ali cut him off. And that's why he went to jail and he wasn't Muhammad Ali's bodyguard anymore. These are true stories. I was there. I know the whole thing. That's why I'm telling it like it is. And people, if they want to call me and ask me more, I mean, it's not a big deal. Stack's been dead since 78. I remember when the detectives came to the house and told us that, Stack got killed. Because Stax was because we had the deli, so all the cops used to come by and get sandwiches. And they said, yeah, Stack got killed over there on 120th Avenue and 111th. Up there off Lefferts Boulevard. So all that stuff in the Goodfellas movie that's all true. It's not made up, it's all right. Only thing they should have portrayed Samuel Jackson as a fat guy, he was kind of portly, stacked, 5'7", 5'8", with a mustache, and he was portly fella, 280, 280 pounds. But anyway, when I'm doing
one more question about that, Miles. How come he didn't get rid of the truck, man? What was he, fucked up or what?
What happened was just like the movie said, he got stoned. He went with his girlfriend. He was high. Back then, he used to smoke and do a little coke. And by the time he woke up, the police found the truck. And it was his fault. It was his laziness. I hate to say it. But when we had the truck, he went to Brooklyn and parked it. And he didn't get it rid of it. And they, he was scouring. They knew there was a truck involved. When they found the truck, they found the print. And it was a matter of time before they was going to get stacked. That's why Jimmy Burke said, we got to get rid of this guy because, not only do you have to pay him, he can't talk.
Mm. Did they do it like in the movie? They go right in his apartment and pop him in the head like that?
Yeah, actually, they shot him 9 times, right?
Woke him up?
They shot him 9 times.
Woke him up?
Tommy D. Simone did it. Tommy D. Simone. They used to say Tommy D. His real name was Tommy D. Simone. We got to tell you a real story that Tommy said. They killed Tommy. And Tommy was a nutcase. And Tommy used to be the paper boy. Before he didn't shine shoes. He was the paper boy in the 50s. So my father moved from Brooklyn, from Bed-Stuy. He moved over to Rockaway Boulevard on 135th Street. And Tommy D. Simone was the paper boy. So Tommy was a little kid at the time. So he wasn't shining shoes. They didn't want to say paper boy. It was a good thing for the movies. It was close. Paper boy, shining shoes, same stuff. You were basically a gopher.
That's interesting stuff, though, bro. Was he as crazy as they say?
Not at first, because he was just a paper boy. He was cool, but that's when he got with the mob. He got with Jimmy. He turned really. He's the one that actually killed Stack. He's the one that shot Stack.
Yeah. They say he was a heartless bastard, brutal as a motherfucker.
Yeah, but that's he almost killed John Gotti, and John Gotti got made. I was reading a book about that. Because you remember they really killed somebody in the Gambino's the thing. What happened with the Gambino thing? Remember the movie Billy Bat?
Yeah. He was a made man, and Tony D. Simone.
Tommy didn't like anybody. Tommy didn't like anybody in the Gambino. So when Johnny was getting made, it was supposed to be a thing. He was going to shoot Johnny. True story. I found out all of this through the grapevine, but you know that's irrelevant.
Hey, you lived it, bro. You know, you were right down there in the deli. You know what went on.
Right, exactly. Because I know I was a little kid, but I had, you know, they used to say the little jugs have big ears. I used to always listen to all this stuff. You know, I was a little guy. I got story after story, but that's what the hair is there. So let's get back to the boxing. This is my game. This is where I have to talk about it. I have to have nothing wanting me again, or oh, you did this, you said that. But
Muhammad Ali's birthday that day. I just wanted to share some memories of Muhammad Ali, the best fight you saw with him.
Yeah. Muhammad Ali, he was like I said. I remember when he came off the army thing, when he came back off the fight, and he thought he was going to jail. So he took the desperate fight with Quarry. And then not just was desperate, but then he fought Bonavita because Bonavita had gave Joe all the trouble he could give him, and he stopped him. And then he took the Frazier fight out of desperation because they were trying to send him back to jail. They were trying to appeal his conviction and go back, and he didn't show, or he didn't know at the time that he was going to win because his actual as they call it, like as far as this position wasn't over at that time. His disposition wasn't over till after the Frazier fight. And if you listen to some of the films, and they say he won on a sweeping decision, 8-0, but unfortunately they can't give him back his title. That's what they said about Muhammad Ali. So there's some history on, you know, and I say that because I've been in the system, I know how it is. But he got 5 years in jail. He just didn't do any time because he was fighting his case on appeal. So people don't know that part. They think he went to jail. He went to jail for a day. He got a $10,000 fine and a 5-year prison sentence. So he fought the case from 1967 until 1970, and in 71 they overturned it. That's why he got a clean slate. True story. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I was listening to, like you say, his fight. So he started going not downhill. Like after the Foreman fight, he was okay. After the Frazier fight, he was okay. But then after that, he didn't really do well because he was on the other side, like he was in the twilight of his career. He didn't never have the knockout punch, so once he started slowing down, he really couldn't, once he beat anybody, he couldn't like dazzle like he did in the 60s and early 70s. He didn't have it before. And then, as you say, he would balloon up to 300 pounds and all that kind of stuff. And even in the Burbick fight, I mean, the Larry Holmes fight, that was the real bad thing. See, like after the Spinks fight, if he had stayed in shape, he would have been okay. He might have gave Larry a little bit of a duel, but he had stayed off for 2 years after the Spinks fight. And then he came back and fought Larry Holmes, the young lion and tiger, as you were saying, and he was in shape. He was 30 years old. Ali was 38, going on 39. It was really a bad situation for Ali. Ali, it was just too much. Like, you know, he was just on the other side of all the time. And then the biggest thing is that he lost all that weight. You know, he had ballooned up to close to 300 pounds at 280. He had to get down, and he came in at 216. He was more worried about coming in and looking good. If he should have came in a little heavier, and then he would have had a lot more strength. And maybe he could have, they were. If you remember back in the day, those fighters, besides Jimmy Young, all of them, even George Foreman. George Foreman was 225 pounds at 6'4". Think about that. He was in great shape. No matter people didn't have the win, but he was 224 when he fought Ali. He was 224 when he fought Frazier. Those guys really made a thing of coming in weight. Like they, that you had to be 220 or 215. They didn't come in these 230, 240 looking like, spare tires around their stomachs. And Ali too. Ali always came in shape. But because when he fought, I think Leon Spinks, he was 226 and a half or 225 and a half. I think that was the heaviest he was at that time. He came in at 2 1/4 when he fought Spinks, and Spinks was 197 and a half. But he gave away that fight. Like he thought he was going to catch him in the later rounds because Ali was a 15-round fighter, and he just thought for sure that Spinks would tire out. But Spinks was getting a little help with some juice. His brother, Sam Solomon, was giving him the brown bottle, as Howard Cosell would say, gave him some juice to get through because he shouldn't have been able to go 15 rounds, never going over 10. It's not like he built up to that. So he definitely had some extra gas in the tank because of the little brown bottle, as Howard Cosell would say.
You think?
No, I know. It was on. Go watch the fight. He said, "Hey, give me that bottle I mixed." Just like Panama Lewis, but it wasn't a bottle of like, I don't know what was in it, but it was definitely something you're not supposed to have because it wasn't in the white bottle, it wasn't in the water bottle.
Man, I don't want to say that about Leon Spinks without any solid proof. But that's your opinion, that's your opinion. But man, I never heard that before.
But why would no, it's not that. But why would you hand a man a bottle and say, "Give me the bottle I mixed"?
Well, dude, you're talking about Panama Lewis and
no, I'm talking about Sam Solomon. I'm talking about Sam Solomon between the 12th and the 15th round. He had a little brown bottle. He said, "Give me the bottle I mixed up. Give me the other brown bottle." I never
heard that. I never heard that before. And
all you get to do is watch the fight. You have to tell me. Just watch the fight with Ali and Spinks #1. You'll see that he said they do go to commercial break and they show. I mean, like they didn't go on the commercial. They go to the talk. It was between like the 9th and the 12th round. He did it. He only did it once, as far as I see. But Howard Cosell actually put it on the show. He said, "We're not going to have any brown bottles in this fight." This is what Howard Cosell said. I remember all of this, back then. But
but dude, this is before the brown bottle. That wasn't until 2 years later.
I know, but I'm talking about what Howard Cosell said at the time when we were when they were discussing it, because he was saying that Spinks got some extra help, and he said we won't have any brown bottles. He went to the videotape and showed where Sam Solomon said, "Pass me the brown bottle, the one I mixed up," almost like Panama Lewis.
So you're saying that Leon Spinks took illegal stimulants in that fight?
Yeah, it could have been some sugar or something. It could have been a candy bar. I don't know what it was, but it was something in that. Some honey, some extra.
Well, you're only supposed to give your fighter water between rounds. You can't give him anything except water. You can't give him Gatorade. I'm watching the fight. I'm watching Joe Frazier. And are you watching the show? Or are you just on the phone?
Yeah, I'm watching it, but I off for the thing. I was talking to you, and I didn't want to echo from the on the other phone. So I just cut it off. But
no, I'm watching. Again, I'm watching Ali and Frazier 1 right now, and I'm just watching Muhammad looks at the fucking unbelievable jabs and combinations.
He did great in that first fight. That was beautiful what he did. And longer story short, like I think if he didn't get the knockdown and get staggered in the 11th, he could have won that fight. Like if he did knock Frazier down and staggered him, they would have gave him the fight. But being that, because if you look at Frazier and you saw the two guys after the fight, you would say there's no way that Ali lost this fight. You look. He had to go to the hospital for 2 weeks. All this is true.
Yeah,
he had to go into the oxygen tank for 2 weeks. Joe Frazier.
The word was he was dying in the hospital. Ali said if Joe Frazier dies, I'll never fight again.
Correct. But what I'm saying is, if Ali didn't get knocked down in the 15th round, which is very visible, in the 11th round he got staggered when he was stumbling around. Those 2 rounds hurt him as far as the point system. If he had won those 2 rounds big, he could have either got a draw or a win. But being that was so visible, and then Frazier was the pursuer the whole night, and Frazier was the heavyweight champ, and they wanted Ali to lose, that's what it was his detriment. So, but he didn't argue it, because if you get knocked down in the 15th round, and Joe was always strong, he never showed no sign of weakness. You got to give him his props. And he was the champ at the time because Ali was in exile. So there.
Yeah, no, I watched the fight so many times, and I thought Frazier won the fight.
No, I think Frazier won the fight too, but I'm saying if Frazier didn't knock him down in the 15th and the 11th staggered him where he was, wobbling around like the Weeble Wobble man, he had a shot to win that fight.
Yeah, he was if right. I mean, that's the way the fight went. It was a back and forth war. These 2 guys will go back and forth. Look at freaking Arthur McCanty trying to keep them separated now, boy. That was the day. Hey, Miles, thank you much for coming on here, brother.
Okay, don't forget about Thursday night with Sharif, because I'm gonna bring the Rockman legend on.
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow night, bro.
Yes, it is. But I just want the people to know, so whoever's listening will come on in, because I advise with him. My man Willie Jackson is the manager with the lawyer, and we getting ready to make Sharif, who's 7-0 with 4 knockouts, the next middleweight champ of the world, undisputed.
Looking forward to seeing it, bro. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, gang. All right. I'm 15 minutes. I'm signing off. I hope that I put enough in your ear so you'll be ready for tomorrow.
Peace out, bro.
Okay.
That was my buddy Miles Bailey. He's going to come on tomorrow. Sharif Rockman, that's the son of Hasim Rockman. He's a undefeated super middleweight. I'm sorry, he's an undefeated super welterweight out there in a big division, big money division. Look for some big fights. And today was the birthday of Muhammad Ali. I said everything I can about Ali, man. I just wanted to honor him by honoring him on his birthday. This is Bruce Gass, Boxing, Jazz, and More. Getting ready to sign off. There we go. We got to get the special effects in there. Appreciate you guys coming in here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night for the talk that we're going to have with Sharif Rockman. And until then, man, peace.
Shout out Bruce Gass, aka Token 2. You know I had to drop a track on my boy. Yeah, video rapping boys out here telling fake. I'm the hardest nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gass putting no fights on the tape. Calling that boxing since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fake. I don't know if it was simple like Muhammad Ali. Shut up, Bruce Gass. One day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down. We gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down. Take a hit. The Token 2, slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the peak, with little Glock on my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out Mad Chat, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel, strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sample. Bruce passed me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gass always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this a fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the street, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the street, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed. Yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.